Croeso cynnes I Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant ar gyfer y seremonïau graddio uchafbwynt y flwyddyn. Ychydig o ganllawiau cyn I ni ddechrau. Welcome to the University of Wales graduation ceremony, a real highlight of our year. A few guidelines before we start. Diffoddwch eich ffonau symudol os gwelwch yn dda. Please either turn off your mobile phones or make sure that they are on silent. Os bydd tân, byddwch yn clywed larwm, y mae dehangfedd tân ar ochr chwith ar ochr dde y neuadd. Ewch I lawr y grisiau yn gasglwch yn Mark Victoria. In the event of an emergency, you will hear an audible alarm. There are fire exits on the left and the right-hand side of the hall. There will be hall staff stationed by each door to direct you. Please make your way down the stairs and assemble in Victoria Park, which is adjacent to the hall. The safe refuge area for people with wheelchairs is next to the cloakroom adjacent to the main entrance. We would ask that any wheelchair users remain in the hall and a member of staff will come to you. Mae toiledau ar mar y Brangwyn ac yn y Cyntedd. So toilets are in the Brangwyn Hall and in the foyer area. Mae croeso I chi dynnu lluniau yn ystod y ceremony. You are welcome to take as many photos as you like during the ceremony. However, please remain seated and be mindful of other people around you. At ddiwedd y ceremony, arhoswch yn eich seddi tan yr yrymdaith adael y neuadd. At the end of the ceremony, please remain in the hall until the academic procession has left the hall. Diolch am eich cydweithrediad. Gyda hynny, llawer o ddiolch. Mwynheuwch dy dyrnod. Many thanks for your cooperation. Enjoy your day. Please all rise for the procession.
Croeso cynnes iawn. A very, very warm welcome in every sense to you here this morning. Thank you for joining us on such a special occasion. And can I invite you please to sit down? Thank you very, very much. Gadeirydd y Brifysgol ac aelodau o gyngor y Brifysgol, gydweithwyr, boneddigion a boneddigesau, ac wrth gwrs raddedigion. Friends, if I may, thank you all for joining us today. It is a very real pleasure to welcome so many here joining us for this morning's celebration. Thank you, of course, to the Chair and Vice Chair of the University Council. Sitting alongside them is the High Sheriff of West Glamorgan. We also have the Deputy Lieutenant of West Glamorgan, and we have other civic representatives with us. It is, of course, important for us to acknowledge that relationship that we have with the King, as he is the university patron, sometimes called a chancellor. And so our civic representatives are here representing that relationship. We also are delighted to welcome here the family of someone who we will be presenting an honorary doctorate to this morning, and that will be a very important part of today's ceremony. So it is an absolute joy to welcome here Gabriela Ramos, who we will hear much more of, but she is very, very welcome, as are her family, I think many of whom have come from Mexico. I'm glad it's this week and not last week, although we may return to the football later on today. So welcome all. But and I'm sure Gabriella won't mind me saying this, the most important element of this ceremony is you, our graduates. And I'm sure that the message that Gabriella will share with you will emphasize the importance of you as changers and facilitators in the world. So this is all about you, the graduates. And thank you for being with us on a day of enormous celebration. Graduation gives us all the opportunity to come together as an academic community to celebrate our graduates' successes and to share that success with family, with friends, and with supporters. You graduates have shown enormous resilience, determination, and great spirit throughout your studies. And I hope you will take that spirit with you into the future, and that you are as proud of your achievements here with us as we are of you. I hope that today will absolutely be a day that you all remember. Remember, not just because it's very hot, not just because England will either win or lose this evening, but because it's your day of celebrating your success. And so it also is, in many ways, perhaps a time for reflection, how far you've come, all the hard work that it's taken to come here, but also, and perhaps this is particularly important, it's a day of gratitude and appreciation. And I suspect that each and every one of you will have people in your lives for whom you are grateful for the contributions that they have made to your success. And I know that I, speaking on behalf of the university community, want to take this opportunity to thank all the wonderful staff that we have for the contributions they too have made to your success. And when I say staff, of course, academic staff, all a little bit hot, I suspect, on this stage in a variety of wonderful robes. But the robes are donned for a reason, to show respect for the students and for the studies that you have followed and achieved. So I'm going to ask if you, perhaps as our graduates, you as our very, very welcome visitors, put your hands together to thank each other and the academics and everyone for being here and for being part of such an important and joyous occasion. And, you know, universities aren't just about education and skills and innovation, although those are an enormous part of what they are about. But they're also about people, they're about places, they're about purpose, and they are about opportunity. That is what drives us. That is what makes this a very proud university. The University of Wales, Trinity St David. And I see in the congregation a former chair of the university, and it's great to see him here supporting people from his family and community. I mention him because I know that the university's motto of transforming education, transforming lives, is absolutely at the heart of who he is and what he sought this university to be. And I'm also going to, if I may, mention something of which we as an academic community, and when I say academic community, that includes all of our staff, whatever their roles, professional services, everybody puts their heft and energy into this. And that's the results of the National Student Survey. And again, I know that the former chair, as the current chair, will be delighted at this news. National Student Survey, many of you may well have contributed to this. It's independently run across all of the higher education institutes in the United Kingdom. And this university was second across the United Kingdom last year. I was a bit worried what happens this year. But the notifications came out, the assessment that's done by the Times Higher came out yesterday, and I'm delighted to say that this university, University of Wales, Trinity St David, has retained its position as the second for overall student satisfaction in the United Kingdom. Thank you all for your enormous contributions. We're first in Wales, not that we're competitive, you understand, but we're proud. I think that's the point. We're proud of that focus on students and community. And so I hope that today you enjoy your day, you take pride in your achievement, but you also know that you come from a proud university that puts transforming education, transforming lives genuinely at the heart of its endeavour. And in graduating today, you are joining an international network of alumni. So today is not, we hope very much, the end of your association with us, that you may be students for a relatively short time, but you are members of our community for a lifetime. And we look forward to retaining knowledge and contact with you of how you are doing into your futures. Rwy'n mawr obeithio gwnewch gadw mewn cysylltiad â ni gydol eich gyrfa, a chofiwch ein bod ni yma ar eich cyfer pryn ydych am barhau a'ch astudiaethau neu am gyfrifannu at ein gwaith. Please remember, wherever the road takes you, embarking as you will be on the next stage of your careers, with your unique skills, to meet unique challenges at a unique time, because each and every one of you is unique. Each of you has the potential to make an enormous contribution to society. Each of you has a huge impact and an opportunity to make that huge impact positively on the lives of others, on individuals, on families, on your communities, on what you seek to influence and what is important to you as a unique individual. There is an expression that I think really resonates in a ceremony such as this. It's an expression that's very, very old. It comes from the Mabinogion, which is medieval Welsh poem. And in Welsh, it is a fo ben byd bont. If you want to lead, be a bridge. Be the person who unites people, who brings people together, who connects potential with opportunity and links hope to action. Because, friends, graduates, there is nothing more lasting or more powerful than the impact we can have on others, that you can have on others. Trust in yourselves, believe in your dreams, and be that bridge. A fo ben byd bont, be that bridge to a brighter, hopeful future. I have absolutely no doubt that the determination and resilience you have shown in achieving your degrees and awards and qualifications will provide an excellent foundation for your futures. Ac felly, ar ran Prifysgol Cymru y Dorindod Dewi Sant, llongyfarchiadau I chi gyd ar eich llwyddiant. On behalf of this university, the University of Wales Trinity St David, congratulations once again on your outstanding achievements, and we wish you every success for your futures. Congratulations. And so, if we may, I think on each of your seats you will have an order for the proceedings today. We'll be moving on now to the proclamation, which is a formal proclamation in Welsh and English of this university's right to grant the awards that we will be awarding today. We then come on to that stage of the ceremony where you all, as our graduates, walk across the stage and receive confirmation of your award in doing so. There will then be congratulatory greetings, the Students' Union address that we'll hear from the President of your Students' Union. We will then move on to the presentation of our honorary doctorate. There'll be a musical interlude, and that's to celebrate our Welsh identity. And then the chair of the University Council will address the graduates, and we will move on to the formal conclusion of the ceremony. We will be singing the Welsh National Anthem on the conclusion. I know you'll all know the words. If you don't, you know that leaflet you've got. At the back are the words of Hen Wlad fy Nhadau. But please, the important thing is we enjoy the morning. We enjoy the celebration, and so over to the proclamation. Thank you.
Byddai hysbys I bawb sydd yma'n bresennol ac yn helir cynulliadau awdurdodedig Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant. Yma heddiw I gydnabod cyflawniadau myfyrwyr sydd, drwy ddysg, gallu a dyfalbarhad, wedi ennill dyfarniadau yn unol â rheoliadau'r Brifysgol. Heddiw, mae'r Brifysgol yn dathlu llwyddiant ei myfyrwyr ac yn dymuno'n dda iddynt yn ei bywydau yn y dyfodol. yn y gobaith y byddant yn parhau i dyfu a ffynnu mewn gwybodaeth, doethineb a thrigaredd ac yn gallu gwneud gwahaniaeth yn ei dewis feisydd. Be it known to all here present that authorised congregations of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, are being held here today to recognise achievements of students who have, through learning, ability and perseverance, successfully gained awards in accordance with the regulations of the university. Today, the university celebrates the success of its students and wishes them well in their future lives, in the hope that they continue to grow and flourish in knowledge, wisdom and compassion, and are able to make a difference in their chosen fields.
My name is Dr. Kapilan Radhakrishnan, and I will present to students from the academic discipline of Applied Computing. Vice Chancellor, I present to you student of University of Wales Trinity St. David who has gained the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Andrew George Fletcher. Vice Chancellor, I present to you student of the University of Wales Trinity St. David who have gained the degree of Master of Science by Research, Nathaniel Stephen Potts. Vice Chancellor, I present to you student of the University of Wales Trinity St. David who have gained the degree of Master of Science, Rashida Banu Abdul Rahim. Snegaban Devij Boy Barbaria. Abdul Malik Yusuf El Gaddafi. Justin Matthews Green. Tudor Stefan Haba. Justin David Hendy. Sala Faisal Osman Mohammed. Bradley Kane Watkins. Vice Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St. David who have gained the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Joshua Critchley. Jonathan Anthony Friss. Sean Hancock. Joshua Daniel Platt. Daniels Reinix. Vice Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St. David who have gained the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Ellis Sam Ashton. Matthew Lee Batkin. Rebecca Jane Coles. Robbie Louis Herbert. Reese Jones. David Matthew Lewis. Louis Thomas Lloyd. Ethan John Lewis Longley. Silas Blevins. Natalie Copeland. Maxwell Jack Fisher. Joshua Thomas Gorley. Luke William Malcolm. Fen Malan. Adam Jack Mayo. Samuel Jacob Miles. Johan Andrew Oliver Simpson. Albert William Willett. Craig Crawford McLellan. Alexander McDonald Nichols. William Young. Vice Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St. David who have gained the degree of Bachelor of Science. Kieran Brown. Chang Chen. Mahmoudou Aliou Chalo. Jacob Evans. Jonathan Lesmond. Sophie Myrick Vernon. Kai Perry. William John Rollins. Nino Aguilar. Mohammad Salim Mohammad Yahya Ansari. Max Beasley. Oren McGinn. Caris Rebecca Newing. Thomas Reynolds. Caleb Jason Thomas. James Turner. Tevion Callan Gibson. Max Jones. William Oliver. Callum Thomas. Ryan Michael Hopkins. Sarina Jonathan. Sharice Jonathan. Matthew Paul Jones. Jake Simmons. Siobhan Kelly Stephens. Sohan Suresh Kumar. Vice Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St. David who have gained Diploma of Higher Education. Reese Jones. Ayub Azhar Qasim Mohammad Azhar. Vice Chancellor, I present to you student of the University of Wales Trinity St. David who have gained Certificate of Higher Education. Anisipo Sobakawa. Vice Chancellor, I present to you a student of the University of Wales Trinity St. David who has gained Higher National Diploma, Kyle Aldridge. And the students who have gained National Certificate, Kerry Elizabeth Daisy. Jack Charles Burden. Alexander David Clark. Daniel Cohen. Stephen Connor Dean. Thomas Gordon Greenwood. Alexander James Halliday. Jamie Hodges. Danny Nair. Simon James Sepperson. Hayden James Taylor.
My name is Dr. Greg Owen, and I will present students from the academic discipline of engineering. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained the degree of Master of Science. Mark Davis. Mohammed Jabed Mia. Joseph Thomas Britton. Dylan Hugh Davis. Nathan Paul Gibbs. Roland Mark Magyar. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained the degree of Bachelor of Engineering. Matthew Henry Stark. Alexander White. Sheyonesi John Ziki. James Minton. Tyler Powell. Brodie Crockford. Jacob Davis. Megan Gwilym. Benjamin Hilton. Alex David Jones. Aaron Lilly. Harvey Merritt. Oliver Powell. Harry Rogers. Samuel Stainsby. Jay Wexler. Cameron Andrews. Hannah Peggy Fife Bathgate. Ryan Boardman. Dylan Peter Brearley. Catriona Byrne. Thomas Cole. Alexander Ian Whitworth Blegborough Cook. Tamsin Cooper. Archie Coveney. Hugh Aaron Evans. Jack Evans. Nathan Evans. Harvey Hodge. Scott Holden. Aoife Glyn Jones. Harvey Lavelle. Jacob Ling. Chloe Rees. Preston Thomas. Rhys Thomas. Oliver Wilson. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained a higher national diploma. Edward James Greenhill Upward. Mohammed Nazir Mahmood.
My name is Professor Reen Jenkins, and I will present the students from the academic discipline of Architecture, Construction and the Environment. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained a degree Master of Science. Samuel Morgan Burnett. Patrick Simwanza Kawala. Paul Paul Andrew Davis. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained the degree of Bachelor of Science. Helena Cucurado. Harris Ellie Davis. Victoria Delecker. Mary Emir. Reham Galeb. Dylan Longman. Mark Attila Marusan. Harris Morris. Christopher John Davis. Anita Jade Davis. Callum Jones. Timothy Isaac Mills. Nathan James Morris. Sean Dylan Bamber. Luke Hunt. Robin Mary Lewis. Joseph James Munane. Luca Burgess. David Alcock. Daniel Jack Bynan. Kieran John Bowen. Evan Fries Davis. Liam Andrew Evans. Llewellyn Parry James. Jordan Luke Jones. Dale Monks. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained a higher national diploma. Nathan Hayden Chapman. Jack Cullen. William Daniel Griffiths. Liam Anthony Stewart Miles. Caitlin D. Moore. Zara Margaret Mabel Morgan. Curtis James Richards. And students who have gained a higher national certificate, Nia Ong. Priest James Koska.
Fy enw yw Jonathan Pugh ac mi fyddaf yn cyflwyno myfyrwyr o ddisgyblaeth academaidd diwydiannau dylunio a pherfformio. My name is Jonathan Pugh, and I'll present students from the academic discipline of Design and Performing Industries. Is-gynghellor. Cyflwyna fi chi fyfyrwyr o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant sydd wedi ennill gradd baglor yn y celfyddydau. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Joshua Brown. James Catlin. Ben Draper. Evan Gill. Fraser Richard William Hemingway. Oliver Hooper. Daniel Piper. Alessio Reina. John Frederick Weston. Christopher Wood. Is-gynghellor, cyflwyna fi chi fyfyrwyr sydd wedi ennill Ysgol Oreithiau'r Brifysgol. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students who have won university bursaries. Cymdeithas Cyfriaduron Prydain, perfformiad academaidd gorau, British Computer Society, Best Academic Performance, Kieran Brown. Cymdeithas Cyfrifiadurol Prydain, y prosiect gorau mewn diogelwch rhyngrwyd, British Computer Society, Best Project in Cybersecurity, Max Beasley. Cymdeithas Cyfrifiadurol Prydain, prosiect gorau mewn peirianneg meddalwedd, British Computer Society, Best Project in Software Engineering, Sohan Suresh Kumar. Gwobr Frederick Barnes Waldron i'r myfyriwr gorau. Frederick Barnes Waldron Best Student Award. Tamsin Cooper.
Could I ask everyone who's crossed the stage this morning, please, to stand? Thank you. Mae'n bleser mawr gen i eich llongyfarch I gyd ar ennill eich dyfarniadau ym Mhrifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant. And I am just going to say that both the High Sheriff and the Deputy Lieutenant who are with us are people who graduated from this university in the past. So you may well be coming back and joining us on the stage in different capacities in the future. So it's my great pleasure to congratulate each and every one of you on gaining your awards at the University of Wales Trinity St David.
Llongyfarchiadau I chi gyd gan gyngor y Brifysgol. Congratulations to you all from the University Council.
I sometimes forget to do this. Would you like to sit down again? Because otherwise it'd be a long time before you get the next chance to sit down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. For those who know me, will know this is very much out of my comfort zone. And for those who don't know me, I'm Layla, and I was elected as your Cardiff and Swansea president. And while this isn't something I've ever done before, I'm very pleased and honoured to be speaking today. To start off, congratulations, the day has finally come. I know I don't know you all personally, but I know I'm very proud of you all. University isn't easy, it can be tough sometimes, but you're here today and that's proof of all your hard work and determination. All your frustrations and late nights have paid off and you're sitting here ready for your next big chapter. Today is not just a celebration of getting your degree, we are also here to remember the laughs, fun and friendship we've made while being students. I hope everyone goes on to achieve their dreams and goals, whatever they may be. Whether you came here to learn something new or deepen your knowledge in your chosen field, you've opened doors to opportunities that may not reveal themselves yet. But trust your instinct as you move forward. You are all here today because of the hard work and challenges you've overcome. So remember, you're all here for a reason and you've done absolutely amazing. Here's to the class of 2026. Congratulations to you all.
Thanks very, very much. We now move on to the presentation of an honorary doctorate, and I'm going to call upon Dr. Jeremy Smith to present our honorary doctor to all of you. Galwaf ar Dr. Jeremy Smith I gyflwyno ein doethyr anrhydedd. Thank you, Jeremy.
Vice-Chancellor, Chair of Governors, colleagues, parents and graduates. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Gabriela Ramos, for the award of honorary doctorate. From 1995, Ms. Ramos was Director of Economic Affairs in the Mexican Foreign Office, moving later to the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. In 2008, she reached the position of Chief of Staff and Chief Negotiator to the G7 and G20 Intergovernmental Roundtables, before taking up the role of Assistant Director General for Social and Human Sciences at UNESCO from 2020, a position she held until 2025. Throughout this journey, one can detect at each stage and within each role a common thread, namely a commitment to make society more inclusive, socially just and sustainable, and crucially, for societies to operate for the betterment of all rather than just a few. Inclusivity is for her both a moral imperative as well as a practical application, because fairer and inclusive societies are not just morally right, but also more stable, more receptive to economic growth, better able to draw on the rich talents of all its citizens, and thus more likely to have real-world impact on people's lives. This worldview was possibly a product of her childhood and the values taught to her by her mother, Fidelia, and her father, Carlos. Growing up in socially conservative Mexico, in the smallish town of Hidalgo, her parents created an environment of equality and respect and encouraged her to fulfill her full potential wherever that direction would take her. And where it took her was to a Fulbright and MacArthur scholarship at the prestigious Harvard Kennedy School, from where she gained a master's in public policy. From Harvard, she moved to the Foreign Affairs Department of the Mexican government before in 1998 moving to take up key roles in the OECD. The OECD is a global organization of some 38 liberal democracies that since 1961 have provided governments with a forum for supporting international cooperation and a body for producing evidence-based policy solution to the pressing global challenges of the day. And those challenges she faced on becoming Chief of Staff were considerable, whether it be the global financial crisis, war in the Crimea, Brexit, or COVID. Through this thicket of difficulties, she guided and advised both officials and ministers to work towards mutually beneficial cooperation in the face of national self-interest. She did the diplomatic and policy heavy lifting, working tirelessly behind the scenes to actually get things done. If I can adapt a famous truism that behind every great man sits an even greater woman, then with Gabriela Ramos, behind every great power summit operated an even greater policy shaper and influencer. It was through her leadership that the first gender strategy was adopted in 2011, opening doors for women into leadership positions across the world. She helped push through significant reforms to international tax regimes and was pivotal in negotiating international trade agreements. She led on the Inclusive Growth Initiative, establishing a more equitable sharing of the economic benefits of growth. And she moved the OECD into a key policy role at the Paris Climate Conference in 2015. During her time at the OECD, she helped alter the organization forever by tilting its underlying focus towards a greater concern with social justice, inclusiveness, and gender equality. National economies, she contends, must serve the people, not simply be serviced by them. This clear set of values and moral purpose led to her easy transition in 2020 into the more high-profile role of Assistant Director General of Social and Human Sciences at UNESCO. UNESCO, as with the OECD, is another post-war international body dedicated to building equitable, sustainable, and inclusive societies through active and impactful cooperation. Here, the new ADG led on a raft of issues, from campaigning against child slavery to establishing a global forum against racism and discrimination, to promoting gender equality through sport, to driving forward the creation of new international standards on the ethics of AI, now recognized by 194 countries. But it is in two very particular projects that the university has benefited so considerably from the leadership and support of Gabriella. First, in the research undertaken by Professor Sherto-Gill in the field of transforming historical injustice through community-based collective healing, which draws directly out of Gabriella's drive and focus to combat racism, inequality, and social injustice. Her concern to confront inherited social injustices and for communities to take agency to address them has played no small part in helping to establish a more formal partnership with UNESCO through its Collective Healing Initiative. Second, Gabriella was instrumental in setting up the relationship between UNESCO's Management of Social Transformations Programme, or MOST, and the Bridges Coalition, a group of over 50 universities and external partners dedicated to addressing climate change, to which we are the European hub through the leadership of Professors Lucy Atala and Steve Hartman. This means that the Bridges Coalition is able to deliver humanities-driven sustainability research and insights directly to member states, and as a mechanism to inform climate change policy and empower populations. It was Gabriella who had the foresight to recognize the value of bridges to UNESCO MOST programme, and thus help member states negotiate climate change. It is then through her combination of clear moral purpose, intellectual seriousness, and practical commitment that the university is honoured to recognise Gabriella Ramos today. Isken hethlo cyflwynaf I hi, Gabriella Ramos, yn gymrawd am ryderus o brifysgol hon.
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi, derbyniaf chi I radd doethyr honoris causa through the authority that the university has vested in me. I accept you to the degree of an honorary doctorate honoris causa.
Bore da, and that's about my Welsh. But it's so great to be here with you. Vice Chancellor, Professor Evans, it's really amazing opportunity. I was very humbled by your presentation, Professor Smith, and so in grateful dedication to the work that we have been doing together with Sherto-Gill that was mentioned today. It's not only about being recognized, it's about the substance of what we believe in. It's about this amazing institution, the leadership that you have, We've heard it. Congratulations for your second, again, place that you graded as one of the most wonderful institutions, but an institution that shares my belief that we can do better for everybody. So I'm very proud to now be part of this community of University of Wales Trinity St. David's. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, we don't come alone. You come with your families, you come with all the people that have been supporting you. I also come with mine, my wonderful husband, Ricardo, my amazing daughters, Paula and Julia. Oli, great to have you there. My brother, my family, everybody that is down in Mexico as excited as we are, and I want to recognize them. I also want to recognize my mom and my dad. It was mentioned, Fidelia and Carlos. They left behind, imagine the 60s, because they were like you are now, young people with a lot of drive, but living in a very constraining environment in a small town, full of very constraining social norms. So they decided to leave, they decided to go to the city, and they decided to raise their children on gender equality, on freedom of thought, on the power of will, on the kind of values that places like this of science provide you. So I also want to dedicate this to Mom and to Dad. But more than anything, I am humble to address the class of 2026. Congratulations. You must be super proud, and we are proud of you. Yes, you can applaud. You made it. You made it for yourself, but as we heard from the Vice Chancellor, you made it to improve the world. And I have to say that the world is in need of deep fixing. There are lots of possibilities, there are lots of opportunities, but there are lots of uncertainties and dangers, and we need to recognize them in the face. Democracies, the rule of law, human rights, gender equality, saving our planet are under attack. We are witnessing, unfortunately, the rise of authoritarian rules in many places. We are witnessing war, we are witnessing genocide, we are witnessing the dehumanization of migrants, the normalization of violence against women. These are things that are there, and we need to recognize them, not to be despaired, not to be depressed, but actually to think that we have the agency to change things. And I actually wanted to bring this amazing quote, because I'm always inspired by the people that were there before us. We need to learn from them. We need to inspire and think that we can be them. James Baldwin, this amazing leader of the struggle for civil rights, very close to what we do with the Global Humanities for Peace Institute here against racism. Listen to what he said in the 60s. Not everything that is faced can be changed. But nothing will be changed if it is not faced. And even if we might be overwhelmed by the whole things that are falling into our reality, I feel that each one of us has the power to change things. And so my invitation to you, this is an invitation, is to picture yourself leading for a cause that you deeply, deeply care. Picture yourself leading with courage and leading with compassion. Picture yourself speaking truth to power. And I can assure you, in a blink of an eye, you will be provided with wonderful opportunities to have impact. And you just take them wherever they come. And this is what had happened to me. I'm standing here in front of you almost without believing what I have achieved in life that was so nicely presented by Professor Smith. Yes, I was taken to the highest levels of the global decision-making. I was supporting countries to face the worst financial crisis. I was supporting countries to face the COVID crisis. And I was really proud to be able to push for the climate agreement, to push for gender agreements, to really recognize that there's so much to be fixed. And by the way, a very great word of congratulations to the girls. I was wondering, why are there so many boys? And the fact is that, of course, these are careers that are usually dedicated to men, but you are here and you made it. I would have never imagined to have this power to ensure that we can build more inclusive societies, to ensure a gender quota in Mexico, in the Congress, that now delivered the very first president, a woman. It only took us 200 years, but we're there. I hope that many other countries will follow through. But you know, I would have never really imagined connecting so deeply with the suffering and the hurdles of other people that I could be able to save a whole family of Afghan refugees from the rule of Taliban. Niloufar Soros. Nobody thought that we could rescue her. I did, and I did with the support of many people. I never thought I was going to be supporting Nobel laureate Kailash Satyarthi to fight child slavery that now still exists in the 21st century. And I never thought I was going to be partnering, as was mentioned, with institutions like this one to ensure that we provide leaders and that we provide policymakers with the tools for them to take the right decisions. Now, to achieve your goals, to be that leader that the Vice Chancellor encouraged you to be, to have impact, we need to free ourselves from the false narratives that keep us captive and sometimes inactive. Yesterday, it was the neoliberal orthodoxy of the Washington Consensus presented to us as the only way to prosperity, and we know what happened. Very high concentration of wealth and inequalities, and an economic model that is not really delivering for all in many places. Today, we are presented with another story. The future is going to be decided by artificial intelligence. You only need to adapt. You only need to be happy, because probably they will take all the jobs and they will be just doing everything for humanity. Reject those notions. We have agency. We have decision-making. There is not a single way that the technological revolution needs to happen. And this is what I have been spending so many years and trying to convince people and leaders that there are many different ways in which these things can happen. The antidote to these false narratives, and actually also gender norms that are also under attack, that are back to these kind of narratives that we just need to accept. The antidote is exactly what this university has provided you with the capacity to think, with the capacity to question, with the capacity to use science to counter whatever narrative that doesn't really promote inclusive growth and compassion. And use them in a way that will help you never surrender your judgment to those that tell you that history has already been written. It has not. It's for you to write. It's your right, but it's also your responsibility. We cannot complain about having an unlivable world if we don't do something, at least in our space where we can have impact to change it. And remember, every great story began with one person that refused to accept that injustice of suffering was the natural order of things. Every major advance in human progress has come from people who believed the world could be different. Starts with one, starts with you. Starts with your ideas, with your passion, with your knowledge, with your sense of belonging, with your moral grounds, with all the values that your family, that the school, that humankind has developed for so many centuries. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Today, we celebrate my journey, and it feels nice. Tomorrow, we will celebrate yours. And by celebrating together, let's ensure that we can build a better world. Congratulations, class of 2025, and don't applaud because I need to do this. If not, I will not be a member of this fantastic community. Die ook curse de minha da glory. I hope I did it well. Thank you so much.
Gymhellor Anrydeddus, Graddedigion, staff academaidd a gwasanaethau proffesiynol, teuluoedd a chyfeillion. Os gai yn gyntaf ddiolch i chi am ganiatau i mi fod yn rhan o'ch diwrnod arbennig chi ac i rannu'r anrhydedd yma o gael ymuno gyda chi heddiw. Mae yn ddiwrnod arbennig i bawb ohonon ni sydd yn ymuno â chi mwyn dathlu eich cyreiddiadau a'ch llwyddiant chi. Mae'n garreg filltir, mae'n ddiwrnod sydd yn nodi diweddglo o fath a dechreuad newydd. Honorary Vice-Chancellor, professional service and academic staff, graduates, family and friends, can I first of all thank you for allowing me the privilege to be here to share your special day with you. And it is a terrific day for us and for you all, and for all of us who join with you in order to celebrate your achievement and your success. It's a milestone. It's a day that marks both an ending and a beginning, an ending to years of hard work, determination and growth, and the beginning of a new chapter in each of your lives. And it's an honor and a privilege as Chair of the University Council to join with you to offer an address to celebrate together all that you've achieved. And you've done that with the encouragement and support of friends and family who have joined you today to celebrate your success and are sat here beaming with pride. As the Vice-Chancellor has said, a huge thanks is due to them as the enablers of your journey. And so we also join with you today in the company of academics and teachers and educators, alongside the combined staff of this university, who have been your enablers here. Their learning and expertise, their dedication and supervision has brought you safely to here, the summit of your achievement. And we acknowledge and salute them with a huge thanks for their learning, their dedication, and their care. Graduates, you arrived here with curiosity, with ambition, and perhaps a small measure of uncertainty. And over these past few years, you've faced challenges, some expected, some unusual, I'm sure, but each time you've responded with resilience and creativity. You've learned not only from textbooks and lectures, but also from one another. And you've grown in ways that reach far beyond the classroom and the lecture hall. And so as you stand here today as individuals qualified and ready to contribute meaningfully to your communities, your professions, and to our ever-changing world. Transforming education, transforming lives. This university has that stated belief that education is more than the acquisition of knowledge. It's the shaping of character. It's the learning to question deeply, to listen carefully, to act with integrity, and to lead with compassion. And if you are leaving us today to face a new and exciting future, carry these values with you. They will serve you well as your compass in a world that has much to offer, but continues to change with often alarming speed. And my wish and hope for you today is that your thirst for knowledge is never quenched, and you will never stop learning, because we don't develop anything with one giant step. No matter who we are or what we do, each and every one of us has had to take a lot of individual steps in order to accomplish a task, a job, a career, a degree, or even a hobby. We've just finished with Wimbledon and the tennis. One of its most extraordinary champions was a man called Arthur Ashe, who fought against all sorts of obstacles in order to achieve his dream and realize his ambition. And his advice to us was very practical and grounded. He said, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And that's about practicality and a considered and committed approach. And it's good and useful advice. That was his way as a gifted and committed sportsman, and it got him to the top and made him a Wimbledon champion and so much more. But if you are leaving us today, my hope is that the ambition and drive that got you here, that sees you honored and recognized today, will now be set in a wider context. You go and chase your dreams and dream big. Gabriela has shared with us so eloquently that we stand on the shoulders of giants. Henry James Thoreau was a philosopher and essayist whose work on the philosophy of civil disobedience against unjust laws later influenced the political thoughts and actions of notable figures, people like Leo Tolstoy, Mahatma Gandhi, and Martin Luther King, amongst others. We shouldn't limit ourselves, he said. If you've built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That's where they should be. But then he added, now put the foundations under them. And Eleanor Roosevelt, the longest-serving First Lady of the USA, very much on the same page when she advised us against limiting dreams and ambitions, when she said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Make yours a big dream, but make it an inclusive ambition. Due in no small part to someone who's sitting not too far away from me, I'm reading a lot more of Barack Obama lately. I was always listening to him, but in terms of ambition and dreams, he was very clear about getting our focus right, because he said, focusing your life solely on making $1 shows a certain poverty of ambition. It asks too little of yourself, because it's only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you can realize your true potential. So make that your dream and your ambition, and own it. And yes, blaze your own trail and make your own path to success. It's good to desire something, and it's desirable to have ambitions. And being ambitious is a sign of strength. But don't be a copycat. Don't end up chasing someone else's dream or wanting to achieve their goals. Be original. Decide what you want and be clear about your goal, and then be resolute enough to follow it to its logical conclusion. You'll be happier with such successes because that dream and that hard work that you put in to achieve that goal was your own from beginning to the end. You've done it so far, so keep on doing it. You may not believe it yet, but the world is waiting for you, for your ambition, for your originality. So go out from here today and change it. A huge congratulations to each and every one of you. Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you all so enormously for joining us today. We hope you have enjoyed the occasion and continue to enjoy the day. So thank you. I'm going to ask all of you who can, please, now to stand to receive the university standard. Thank you. So here, as we draw this ceremony to its conclusion in the presence of the university standard and the university mace and representatives of the university body, I remind us of the motto of the University of Wales, a motto it has held for many decades. How relevant it was to your speech. 3 words in Welsh: gorau awen gwirionedd. The best inspiration is truth. Byddai'n hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol fod y cynulliad hwn bellach ar ben, ac y byddwn ni'n ail gynnull yma pnawn 'ma i barhau gyflwyno graddau yn enw Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant. Be it known to members of the university that this congregation is now at a close, and we will reconvene here this afternoon, or later this afternoon, to continue to confer degrees in the name of the University of Wales Trinity St David.